But in my part, I want to emphasize also that it's also happening because of mistakes made by China and mistakes made by America, United States. And the mistake made by China is that China has alienated the American business community. And this is a fact. That's why in my book, Has China Won with Kacha showed to you, which you can find behind my shoulder, I devote a whole chapter to the mistakes made by China. And fundamentally, the big mistake that China made, as I said, was to alienate the American business community. Because until recently, whenever the American president wanted to apply pressure on China, the American businessmen who are not very powerful would say, stop, stop, stop. You know, we're making so much money from China. Don't spoil our big market in China. And I give you two examples. The America's biggest car company, General Motors, actually makes more money selling cars in China than it does from selling cars in the United States. That's General Motors. And you take the world's, one of the world's two most successful aeroplane companies, Boeing. Boeing sends biggest market, I think single biggest market after the United States is China, I think. So you can see that clearly in the American business have an interest in stopping this contest. But what is interesting is when Donald Trump launched his trade war against China in 2017 or 2018, the American businessmen kept absolutely quiet and didn't say a word. And the reason for this is that the Chinese had alienated the American business community, who felt that they were being bullied by Chinese officials when they did business in China. And if you want to know what their complaints are about loss of intellectual property, forced technology transfer, you can find out all their complaints, because if you go to the websites of the US Chamber of Commerce in Shanghai, you go to the website, the US Chamber of Commerce in Beijing, you can see all their complaints. They're all open. And the mistake that China made in alienating this American business community, because they lost the one constituency that could have stopped or tried this contest from getting out of. So that was China's mistake. But in the case of the United States, the mistake made by the United States in some ways was a bigger mistake, because the United States decided to launch a geopolitical contest against China without first working out a strategy. Now, you may think that's absurd. How can the United States, which has got the world's best universities, best think tanks, best newspapers, best journals, how can the Americans be so stupid as to launch a contest without a strategy? Well, I can tell you that one reason why I feel very confident saying that is because who gave me this insight that America doesn't have a strategy is Henry Kissinger. And I'm sure you've all heard of Henry Kissinger. He's the most famous Secretary of State in American history, recent American history. And also, by the way, I want you to know that this month, July 2021, is a very special month for Henry Kissinger. Because exactly 50 years ago, 50, Henry Kissinger went to China to launch a new relationship between the United States and China. You know, I'm sure you know that in the Cold War, it was the United States and Soviet Union were fighting each other. And at first, China was aligned with the Soviet Union. Kissinger, by going to China, stole China away from Soviet Union, and it became United States and China against the Soviet Union. You must know this history, by the way. I strongly advise you all to read a lot about this history, because history plays a role in geopolitics. And you must know about the Cold War. You must know how the United States got China to join its side, because then you understand also some of the disappointment that is being felt by the United States also in this area.